I never thought we'd see the day that we'd get an anime adaptation of the nobility days of the Mad Dog Edis Grey Rat, and here it is. Yes, may I ask for one last thing? A new series in the fall 2025 anime season. A series that, honestly, every single Villainous anime should open up like this. You know the Villainous anime where it opens up with the main character and they spend their entire life for the sake of being the wife of the prince, and then at some point they're in a ballroom and the prince says, nope, I'm marrying this person and you're a horrible person, admit to all of your crimes. This one opens up with her just punching the shit out of everybody. Just punch the shit out of everybody. It was absolutely priceless. Now, I will say that even though this first episode is just absolutely priceless, I'm kind of wondering if it's one of those ones where it's like a one and done. Like, beyond here, it's just going to be an okay show, but we'll have to wait and see. But I watched the first 2 episodes of it, so let's jump into my impressions of it. First things first, what is May I Ask for One Final Thing about? It opens up with Scarlet, and from the moment that she was born, this girl just loves clobbering people. It just seems like violence is what she always turns to. If there's somebody doing something wrong, if she doesn't like somebody's personality, she just slugs them. Well, before she was even born, it was already decided that she was going to marry the second prince of the kingdom. And eventually one day she has to meet the second prince, Kyle, and immediately she doesn't like him. But because he's the second prince and because her family is pretty much being forced to do this, she has to put up with Kyle's horrific abuse of her. And this has kind of led her to kind of become very stony. Like, she has very little expression. Her spine has gotten so iron that anything that happens to her doesn't even faze her. Eventually she goes to the academy, aces all of her exams because that's pretty much what she decided to kind of focus on. And even at the academy, Kyle is just treating her horribly. But then comes into Scarlet's life the first prince, Julius. And Julius quickly kind of steps in and quickly puts a barrier between her and the second prince. Now, at first you think, man, Julius is a cool guy. This is like the Prince Charming of the show. While Kyle is a dirtbag, this guy's great. Nope, it just seems that he finds amusement in Scarlet. Now, you see he has this booklet, and this booklet contains all the observation he does of different animals. And yes, Scarlet is one of them. Scarlet is a very odd animal that he just finds amusement in. What this all builds up to is this is the culmination of what Scarlet is. From the beginning, she loves punching stuff. And she's built up all this anger over all this time because of the poor treatment that she gets from these 2 princes. And this all leads into the breaking point. Yes, the day that she's in a ballroom with the prince, who now has a new fiancé, and he is claiming that he's breaking off his engagement with Scarlet. After 17 years of her having to deal with this dirtbag, he's just gonna break it off. He claims all these crimes that she committed, that she was bullying this other girl, even though she's never met this girl. And so what does Scarlet do? She asks for one last thing. Let me punch this. And she proceeds to punch the girl and then punches all the nobles, utilizing her blessing that she got from the goddess of being able to speed up her speed. She just punches the crap out of everybody. From beyond here, we get into the fact that, yes, there was this prime minister that was essentially puppeteering in the background in order to get Kyle to take the throne from his brother. And this is all because Prince Julius, the first prince, is all about getting rid of all the corruption. So all the corruption essentially wants to help Kyle. And it seems like Scarlet punching the crap out of that entire ballroom of people. Those were all of Kyle's people. And so it seems like they were perfectly fine with her. But it does get into some deeper stuff about why the royalty does want Scarlet to be a part of this kingdom so much. And that's because she has the blessing from this goddess of time. Every single person, when they're born into the world, they all have a god or goddess that favors them. Some people will never realize that, but those that do will eventually be able to use blessings from those gods or goddesses. And again, Scarlet is from this god of time, and thus she's able to speed herself up, and I think the thing that the royalty wants the most, be able to rewind time in objects. With all that said though, what is my thoughts on May I Ask for One Final Thing? Like I said earlier, I think this first episode is fantastic. I had so much fun with this first episode. It opens up with her going to punch the girl. You get the whole backstory about why she's so pissed off, why she hates everybody in this kingdom, and then you finally get to see the aftermath of it. Her just going around and just wrecking everybody. It's got this fun music that's playing in the background as she's just going around just slugging, kicking, all this crap, everybody around them. All these dirty nobles are all claiming that they're going to, give their wife away or give their son away. Marry off their daughter if somebody just saves me from this chick that's punching the crap out of everybody. And they just can't stop her. Before she goes over to the prince and just clonks him in the face too. Just to have the first prince literally walk into the room and just start busting up laughing. I think that there's so much in this first episode that really sets the mood for the entire series. The fact that she's so violent, the fact that she's put up with so much crap. Again, Kyle is a dirtbag. He is absolute scum. He basically treated her like a slave. Like anybody that speaks up against him, he just throws these threats at them. It's just, he's nasty. He's nasty. Now, yes, technically Scarlet herself is extremely violent too, even as a young kid just punching people. But it was always for some justice that she's seen. Somebody that just needed to get clunked, somebody that was, treating a commoner poorly, that kind of stuff. But Scarlet's trash. But then you also have Julius. Julius is not like Kyle, but he's also something that frustrates Scarlet. Julius is the one where he's not technically doing wrong, but he pushes her buttons. Again, calling her basically an animal. She just hates it. Basically what we transfer from the first episode to the second episode is really the chemistry between Julius and Scarlet, which is the idea that the first prince obviously wants to take better care of Scarlet and does seem to treasure her, but for the wrong reasons. Again, sees her as an animal. Their whole shtick together is that they'll go around and do things. Again, they're kind of looking at this whole prime minister that's trying to help Kyle, take the throne from him. Going and doing this whole investigation, Scarlet just wants to punch the people involved because it ticks her off. And yes, they're technically sending people to assassinate her. While Julius is kind of going along with it, claiming that he's doing it because he wants to better understand the kingdom. But in actuality, he just wants to see Scarlet punch people. He just finds it, again, amusing. And that seems to tick her off as well, because every single time he says some comment about how, like, she's a brute or that she can stay true to herself, that she's a brute, she's a gorilla or whatever, you constantly see these little kind of veins pop up. She so badly wants to punch him, but she doesn't, because he's technically not doing anything terribly wrong. Her reactions to everything is so, like, to the point. Everybody else wants to have some sort of diplomatic way that they go about things, especially her brother. Her brother's all about, like, please don't ruin our family. Please, we're fine. Don't destroy this, stability that we have. Again, the kingdom technically wants Scarlet for her power, but, there's limits. The brother's constantly stressing over what Scarlet will do, while at the same time, Scarlet's all about, like, okay, who was behind the assassination attempt? Oh, it was this guy. Okay, let me go punch him. Wait, no, you can't do that. We should go to the prince first. No, I'm ticked off. I want to punch him. But they have guards. I don't care. I'm just going to go in there and punch them. Well, he's going to be at this location. Well, I don't know if I can wait for a month to punch him. She's just so matter of fact. Let's just get this stuff done. And that's really where a lot of my fun has been for the show overall. That all said, like I talked about before, I do feel like the second episode was sort of a bit of a letdown for me. As much as I was on this high for episode 1, episode 2 was like, okay, there was like a few really good points in there. And to give it credit, it was technically trying to build up the story a little more. Whereas the first episode's an introduction, it felt like the second episode's like, well, this is the overall story. It's about these politics. It's about the two political parties and how they're, doing assassinations and corrupting the people, doing slave trade in order to gain power, getting dirt on other individuals in order to manipulate people. It was all like yap stuff in there. So I think this is one of those ones where it's like, I think episode 3 is going to be extremely telling. Like, I think episode 3 is going to be extremely telling. But so far, like, overall, I have been enjoying it. It looks good. The characters so far are a lot of fun. I think Scarlet is a lot of fun. She kind of reminds me of something like Villainess level 99. That kind of, I don't give a crap and just leave me alone and I'm super massively OP. She's OP because of her blessing, which it does imply that everybody technically does have a blessing, which we really haven't seen any of with any other character so far. So I'm kind of curious if they'll eventually get into that. What can Julius do? What can Leonardo do? How do they find out what their blessing is? Yada, yada, yada. But that's my thoughts on the story so far of the Mad Dog Noblewoman. I mean, the Bloodstained Lady. I mean, the Lady of Beating Scarlet. May I ask for one final thing? I hope you guys enjoyed this video as always. If you did, hit the like button down below. If you like this content and want to support the channel more, become a member of the channel. Make sure to subscribe as I'll be doing first impressions of all the shows this season. But I greatly appreciate your guys' support. Until next time, y'all take care.